Hi, welcome back to the A&S Way with me, Sel and Anne. And you might notice that our surroundings are a bit different from Las Vegas, and that is because we are in
Riviera,
Mexico. We've come here for the Christmas break. Some of you might remember that we went to the UK recently in November, and it was kind of a decision between the two. But we made the decision to spend our Christmas break here in Mexico.
Yeah, and we assumed it was going to be really sunny and really hot every day, and it hasn't been. No, to be fair, our friends have been here now, I think, a couple of weeks, and it was raining 10 days up until we arrived, and it was perfect for 4 days, and we decided on our last day that we were going to record a video, and the weather changed, so we're trying to dodge the rain and the grey, so at the moment we've got lots of cloud. It's a tropical place, so you have to expect it. It's still quite warm though, especially compared to Vegas. I think it's about 27 degrees, so you can see we're in
warm, humid
shorts. We're staying at a place called TRS Yucatan,
which is part of the Grand Palladian group.
So there's 4
hotels in total
on this site alone. This is supposedly the most, well, not supposedly, it is the most premium. It costs the most. It has the lowest amount of people in there. And we thought we'd just give you a tour. We used to come to Mexico probably over the last 5 years, once per year, or last 6 or 7 years, until the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So we'd skip 2 years.
We skipped 2 years because we went to other places, went to Thailand. But Mexico has been a place that we've both really enjoyed coming because we enjoyed the mix of having that resort enjoyment of the beach, the services, all inclusive with the food, drink, room service, but also the options of what you get to visit. That's what I like, that you can have these off-site, you can go to these cenotes, these ruins, lots of excursions that you can do outside as well.
We won't give you a full tour of the hotel. The grounds are huge, but we'll give you some top parts of the hotel, such as the food, the beaches, the pool, how you get around, which is really cool. So I'll record some of that. Maybe over to the spa and the gym also. All right, so the first part is we're going to enter through the main entrance for TRS. There are 4 entrances because there's 4 hotels. So this is purely for the TRS entrance. Walking through the lobby, the main entrance houses the reception area, which checks you in, and that's over to the right hand side, some scammy shops which all of these places seem to have, and then over on this side you've got the bar.
Yeah, and it's quite nice when you first come. So the thing we should mention is as soon as you do your check-in, they present you with a drink, but for those who want to get drinking straight away, the bar is conveniently located in the lobby to get your drinking started, especially when it's Christmas time and you want to indulge. Their bartenders here, they have drinks that are on the menu that aren't the traditional ones, like your mojitos and daiquiris. They have all of that, but they have all these additional ones named after different places in the region, but they will also make you your own drinks if you say what you like, and I think you've done that. I would also add, this is pretty much where we've spent most of our evenings.
Playing cards.
Yes.
We've been taught 2 new games, cards. 99 and Bluff. Yeah.
Which we've enjoyed. I had a very bad losing streak, I think, on the first evening, and then you wasn't so good last night.
That's not good for me because we were playing at a different place. That's what it was. So what else have we done here?
The other thing that TRS hold is something called Chic Cabaret, and we have been here before, but we never went to the cabaret show because they are strict on what you wear. Only for men though, funny enough. So with the cabaret, you do have to wear long pants.
We did come in a couple of years ago, but I didn't have any long trousers with me at all, and they just went, nope, go away, and that was it. We couldn't get in. So for whatever reason, like you said, they are strict on long pants. This time, however, I was prepared.
And it was a Christmas special, so they run the show, I think, most evenings here, and if you're a TRS, so before, if you are a TRS person, it was included in the package, but I believe now you do have to pay something like $20 or $30 to go to the show.
Yeah.
And for Christmas, it was a special where
It's like 6 or 7 courses.
Yeah,
they're all dressed up in
food.
Christmas stuff. Now, I'm not a person into musicals or any of that type of stuff, just not me. And especially if you think in your mind of resort, you think tacky, a bit cheap, they're just extracting money. But it was genuinely very, very, very good. It was really entertaining. They had something for everybody. It did both English, American style music and into Spanish, Latin type music. Really fun, really energetic. It's kind of a mix between cirque, musical,
burlesque, cabaret. I mean, it literally had a mix of everything. And if you ever look into the reviews for it, I don't think I've ever seen a bad review for the cabaret either. So we enjoyed it, and that's how we spent our Christmas Eve. Which is another thing. I noticed here, it seems as though they do more for Christmas Eve than they do for Christmas Day. So all the events were on Christmas Eve.
Oh, and we mentioned it was $70.
No, we haven't. So as we mentioned now, TRS do charge for the cabaret show on normal nights, but for Christmas it was $70 extra.
And because it was a different dinner, what we didn't realise is we tried to book a table for 4 and we kept getting told you can't do that. It's only tables of 2. And our friends had showed up early and tried to get us on a table of 4, and they basically said you have to pay more money. So they said you can order 2 things of the value of $100 or more. So we had to buy 2 bottles of wine in order to get a table of 4. The seating was great. It was comfortable, spacious, but it's kind of a rip-off really, because it's literally 1 row difference between the 2s and the 4s. But I guess they. But
we got to sit together, which was, so basically we paid to sit together and enjoy some better drinks as well.
Yeah, we got 2 good bottles of wine. Yeah.
If this Capri show is open.
We've made it to one of the restaurants, and what we need to explain is that the TRS side is a all a la carte restaurant that you're supposed to book into everywhere, but you can kind of get away with not booking. But they are all sit-down restaurants without buffets. As we mentioned before, because this hotel's linked to 3 other hotels, what you can do is walk through. So this is pretty much where TRS ends, about here, and then White Sands, and then Colonial, I think, and then there's another one. So literally you turn out of TRS here and you've got the White Sands buffet. Now we've been here before and we had the most amazing service from everybody. During the pandemic, which we're in right now, the service level has dropped significantly, as well as the open amenities, I would say. So the amount of restaurants is massively reduced.
Yeah, and at first it was a bit of a shock, but then you realise that the amount of people staying here is
nothing.
Probably, I mean, to me, I would say go as far as saying it's 10% of what
10 to 20%, I would agree with
what I've seen before. And considering this is holiday season, where I would assume in previous years it would be busy and all the restaurants would be packed, I can kind of see why they can't run all the restaurants. But it has made for us a very different experience, and then you don't know which restaurants are open when. And
it's frustrating. Normally I'd be really upset and complaining, and I've kind of had to talk myself through it. We are in the situation we're in. They're trying to do the best job. You can't, if you've only got 100 members of staff, you can't put on 300 members of staff and there's not 300 members of staff worth of work. And they've tried to place them in the best places that serve everybody, but there is a noticeable reduction in quality and service. And I think if you've already been used to that and you're paying the same amount, it does sour it a little bit. Even when we walked into the restaurant on our first night, they forgot to take our order. We had to get up and tell them. And they tried to remedy it, but you're paying, so some of the nights we were paying over $700 a night to be here. And
so it's a lot.
It's a huge sum of money. You really want better service. They didn't deliver. When you sign up to TRS, they send you out a check sheet. They didn't deliver any of the stuff on our checklist to our room, which they're meant to do. So it's tough to just accept it's how it's fine because of the pandemic when you're paying them $700 a night.
The other thing to note, so TRS itself as Ant mentioned, has its own restaurants which are a la carte, but you do get the option of using all the other restaurants. You just don't know at this point which restaurants are open.
They do. I found out if you get the WhatsApp number, what they do now, every condo or complex has a butler on site, and they give you their WhatsApp number and they message you in the morning to let you know. They give you a list of the activities that are currently on and the restaurants that are currently available. Except I don't think they get fully updated, because they have said a restaurant is available, we've booked it, and then it's been closed when we've arrived there. Again, probably not the butler's fault, but they need to do a better job when you're paying them $700 a night. What we'll do now, we're going to walk over, we'll show you some of the scenery, we'll walk over the bridge.
So one of the things I really like about TRS is the grounds itself, and it's, how would you describe it, around a lagoon type?
Kind of, yeah, I don't know. Mangroves.
They've created this
lake
where you can get canoes as well, and you can canoe around the resort. There's also, usually in non-pandemic times, a boat that you can get in and it will take you around the resort as well. But I just find it really relaxing in terms of just walking around the scenery.
If you rent out one of the water bungalows, which you'll see in a second, you get a canoe off the back of your water bungalow. I'm not sure whether they're not doing it or there's just not many people in the water bungalow, because I haven't seen any of the canoes.
I haven't seen it. On our last trip, we saw people out all the
constantly.
Time. But now, I don't know. But it is really nice, and it's... Most of Riviera Maya is in a jungle leading up, and if you're on one side, you lead up to the ocean. And so when how the resort has been built, it's in the jungle, and so you have all this wildlife, what they call it, flora and fauna.
Flora and fauna, yeah.
Which I find really pretty. And all the birds, and there's, what have we seen, raccoons?
Everything, anteaters, iguanas, loads of
iguanas.
Fish.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing, the fishes as well are really amazing.
You didn't answer my question. Do you know when you use fish and when you use fishes?
No.
Do you want to guess?
A fish is a singular.
Okay.
And fishes, I don't know, multiple varieties.
People should guess at home before I tell you. So
sure.
There was an argument, and I can't remember who it was between. So you can use fish as singular and plural, and you can use fishes only as plural of multiple types of different fish.
Yeah.
So if you've got a singular variety of fish, then you use fish as the plural. Okay. If there's like guppies and goldfish and grouper, then it would be fishes. That's the only time you can use that. It's a weird one of English quirks of language.
Something I will take away from you.
And forget within 10 minutes.
But in the context of this, though, it's been correct, because there isn't a singular type.
You were using it correctly here.
The fish in this water, if they see you, they all come in group and they follow you. So I've worked out that they must be used to humans and associating when they see people as food. Yep. So here they all come. There you go, there's no food coming, fishies. Fortunately. No coffee today.
No. I tried to eat that off.
Ant thought it'd be a good idea to give a drop of coffee to the fish.
Because we didn't have food and they keep coming to us as if we're going to feed them.
Gave them some energy boost.
So we're walking through the mangroves now. We're going to... What do you reckon? Should we go to the beach area?
Yeah, we can go to the beach area. What we've mentioned about the golf carts, the resort itself is huge, so when you are trying to get to places, you do need to use them, but you can walk pretty much everywhere here if you want to. They've also designed it, and we'll share this, that they've got trails, so if you're into your running, you can do one of the running trails, or you could walk it as well. But when we can, we do like to walk around the resort. It's really nice.
We've come up to the intersection now. I'm pretty sure if we go left, that takes us to our set of villas and also towards the beach as well.
Me and Ant have got lost. No, we haven't got lost. We try and guess. We like to see if we can get to where we're going without needing any directions or help.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we're not quite right.
I used to do this a lot when driving with both fuel and directions. So the only way you're going to learn often is by making the attempt.
Actually, Ant does this a lot in Vegas, so we'll leave for somewhere and I'll say, do you know where you're going? He's like, I don't know, do you? And I don't know where I'm going. But I will always put Google Maps on or something, but he will make more of an active effort to try and get places and just see, which is probably the right way to do things, because that's how you do it.
We'll try. The iguanas is going to try and run away. They're out sunning themselves and they're going to run. So there's the smaller ones tend to run quicker and the bigger ones don't really care.
The boat.
Oh yeah, so there's, oh look, you see a big one there, he's just run away. There's one of the boats they used to take people out on.
Clearly not in service.
So that the big one's a little bit more reluctant. So there's quite a few different room options when you come here, and we'll show you the one we're in. We're in the complete bog standard one, but it did just by chance come with a partial ocean view. What are the ones called on the lake?
Romance bungalows?
Yeah, romance bungalows are really nice. They've got an outdoor shower, but at least when we looked a few years ago, they didn't come with an indoor shower. So if it's raining, I don't know exactly how that works, or if it's covered over the top. They're quite expensive, and we come away far too frequently to make it like this one-off special. We'd spend all of our money on that. You then have the next upgrade, which is actually really nice, and we had that the last time, and it's very similar to our room, but with an extra section at the front that you can sit down and lounge in, which
so
we should have captured.
2 rooms, so you get like a living area and then the main kind of like bedroom suite bit, but then you also get a jacuzzi on the balcony, which is really nice as well.
We don't have that, and I've done a little room tour when we got here yesterday, and you'll see it comes with what we learned just 2 days ago. It's called a bear claw tub, which is really nice, and we plan on using that today. But
I don't think that's a bear claw tub.
I think it's any one that's got that.
I think the bear claws are the claws that sit in the tub is
there you go.
standing in it.
So I taught her fishes. She's taught me bear claw tub. I thought that's what it was, but it clearly isn't. What do I know about freestanding tubs?
We have made it to our villa. So the way that it works here is that depending on your room selection type and where you want to be, whether you want sea view, garden views, as an example, they will assign you a villa. So we are in Villa 62 on this day. I think last time we was 69 or something
like that,
70.
Yeah. 70, I think.
And with each villa, you get assigned your butler. So every villa has its assigned butler, and during the stay, it's not the same one, obviously, because they need to go home.
So I think ours is on a free rotation, and I know that because every time someone logs in, the WhatsApp picture changes to who you should expect to see. So it's really cool, and make sure you do get the WhatsApp number, because you can message them, and I've said, have we got a steamer? Yes, I can bring you a new one up. My TV's not working. They just come up to you. So it makes it a lot easier rather than having to leave your room or leave the restaurant, come over.
Or you can't get a restaurant booking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you ask for the restaurant booking and they'll send you a screenshot to show you that it's been booked. So it's a really, really nice service that I don't think we've experienced in any other all-inclusive.
No, and I know other places do have a butler service, but usually it's an add-on that you pay to the fee. So when as an example, we've stayed at a place called El Dorado Seaside Suites, but you can have a butler service, but it is something that you would pay on top of. Whereas if you stay at TRS, the butler service is included, or you're paying for it as part of your fee.
Oh, and they've got this really great system. Our friends that have come here, one of their favourite bits is the fact that you can do room service through the TV. 10-second walk from our villa. You come out, turn right, it leads you out to the ocean front. Now here's one of the big downsides of TRS. TRS has an infinity pool which overlooks the ocean, but it doesn't actually own any of the really nice beachfront section. In order to get to that, you have to walk along the back. It's called a seaside walk. It's linked to their other 3 hotels, and they have much better beach access. And if we can get out to the front, I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, nice little pathway built for us. That's right, you can. So here is what TRS have provided us. It's kind of a token gesture of a beach. The pool itself, which we'll attempt to get to maybe in a couple of hours, is really nice, and it's made it quite serene. You've got 2 bars, 1 at each end. The pool's not even that big. It's there to give you really high-end service. Yeah. And I think their main thing is kind of serenity. So you haven't got the kids, it's more relaxed. They don't have any beach volleyball. Unlike a lot of the other ones, they're a bit more party vibe. They'll have beach volleyball and soccer, football. This doesn't have any of that. However,
just to explain, they do not expect you to spend your time, if you want to go onto the beach in this bit here.
Yeah.
They would suggest that you go over to the section of White Sands, Colonial, and they tell you which spots there are. And there is a section over there that is for TRS exclusive, which we did use last time. There's like a park.
This here, and I'll see if I can get it on the other camera as well, they give you a TRS tag. This is your access to everything. So obviously the people are visually scanning that you've got a TRS token on your hand, but it also allows you to swipe into your room. So you never have to worry about the key card, which always deactivate, always. If you travel a lot, you put it in your wallet, it deactivates. Not only that, you go to the bar or the spa or the beach, where do I put it? Do I need to put it? Nope, you leave this on all week, waterproof. It's perfect.
Yeah, and another thing that I've seen a lot of hotels doing recently is using your mobile phone as your key card, which I thought was great.
But you still have to find...
You still need to make sure that you have your phone on you. And with this is, you never forget it. So I absolutely love just having this, and that's how we get into our room.
Yeah. So we're going to now walk along the beach, and we'll take you to the next section. So they've got quite an extensive part of this beach that belongs to them. We're not going to walk it all because it's far too far. It's way over there. But we'll go over to the other bit, and what you'll notice is where we said it's quiet, bearing in mind this is holiday season, I can only see about 6 people on the beach at the moment.
Very quiet.
It's completely dead. We've been to beach locations before where you're not fighting for a sunbed because they have a lot, but you'll have to find a sunbed to be on. Here,
at the moment,
there's only 2 people sitting on a sunbed.
One thing I do really like when we do these trips is me and Ant have our routine. So we'll go to the gym, we'll spend time in a spa if we've got access to it. But we like just going for walks. So we'll have our breakfast and just go for a walk. So this for me is ideal, just going through the seaside walk, walking along the beach. Some calm, some relaxation.
But what I would say is we've become more American instantly. When we go on holiday or vacation, we go 10, 11, 14, 20 days, and that's it. The only time we'd take a 3 or 4 or 5 day trip is within Europe or England.
That's true, yeah.
We are only doing 5 nights here.
5 nights,
and it's not even a proper 5 nights because we arrive really late, 9 o'clock, and we would normally be kicked out of our room fairly early, but we've got a late checkout. That's really common for people in the US and North America, it seems, because somebody said, oh, we've been away for absolutely ages. We're like, how long? Thinking he was going to say months, because we've been away for 3 months before. It's been such a long time. It's like, how long was it? 10 days. Oh,
that's just normal.
That's a standard holiday for us. So we're getting used to it. But what it does allow you to do is visit more places more frequently if you do 5 days. So brief 3-minute walk, we've reached the other beach, and you can see it's a vast improvement, and the further down you go, the better it gets. It's not the clearest of waters. They do have a seaweed problem here throughout this entire section of it, but it's still a really nice beach and go in and play. I'm pretty sure they've got a wave break out there, so it's not that rough. But you can see behind us, what can we see? 2 people there and a family of 4 walking up, but there's only 2 sunbeds in use here, so that's how quiet it is. It's quite eerie. You go into the restaurants and there's only a couple of people in there. It's strange.
It's one of the things that I found extremely strange on this trip. Having done this a good few times, it's so bizarre not seeing the amount of people. And I really did think for Christmas it would be busy.
Yeah, I did as well. But yeah, it's a little bit. Normally I love the quiet and peace, but you do like a bit of atmosphere. What we've really appreciated though is the couple that we're here with. It's been really fun because we meet up, go to the restaurant, we play some cards. Otherwise it'd be a little bit dead.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing that you can do here is, like many resorts, you can hire kayaks. I think they can give you snorkel gear. You just let your butler know that you want it. If you're on the TRS section, I'm not sure for the other sections.
Yeah, it's free of charge.
But you've got all access to do water activities here as well. And then, of course, you can book excursions and tours as well.
We've just gone to have a look and show you the spa. And normally you can speak to somebody to order the transportation because the app's not working. But they are incredibly busy. I think it's because it's the afternoon and it's been raining and wet. So we're now going to have to try and find our way walking, and we've not done this before. So we're hoping it's not going to take longer than half an hour to get to where we need to get to.
So me and Ant, since we started doing that resorts, have a little bit of a routine going, I would say. We're talking as we're trying to make sure that we go in the right direction. I hope this is right. So we have this routine of having our breakfast usually, and then we'll hit the gym, and then at TRS what is nice is that you get access to their spa and this hydrotherapy section, which is really nice, where they have hot jacuzzi baths, this cold water pool, sauna, steam room, which is all included in the price of the package. And typically that's what we do. So that's how we spend our mornings. And then
it's mini golf in there. We played there before. Just spotted it. Yeah.
This particular spa is quite nice as well, because you have a whole area that if you don't want to go out by the poolside, you can just relax there, go for a swim. They have a healthy habits, I think it's called, bar, where you can get a smoothie, some snacks.
But again, we couldn't get that because it was unstaffed. It is quite difficult to look past the issues, I think. I think if they were charging half the price because you were getting half the service, you'd be like, that's perfectly reasonable. But they're charging the same amount and they're upcharging a lot of things at the moment and giving you half of the service. So it's not ideal.
One of my favourite things about TRS is the Helios Restaurant, and we'll show you some of the clips of that. And what I really like is that it's right by the sea, and in fact that's one of the things when we were moving to the USA for us and thought we were going to California, was one of the things we loved about California, because you were never that far from the coast, or we also had the option of living by the coast in California, so access to the beach would have just been right there. And it's one of the things that you don't have in Vegas. So we have the heat, lovely maintained parks, the mountains, you've got a lake, but you don't have a beach. And every time we come on holiday, it's one of the things that we definitely miss, and what we loved about La Jolla actually when we went to San Diego. And with Helios being right by the beach, you can have your breakfast, your lunch, and just enjoy.
Yeah, it's really nice. When we came here before, it was, as we mentioned, it's really quiet now. It's so busy. Unless you came out early in the morning and reserved your sunbed, you were never getting on the sunbed. We've just walked past now. There are more sunbeds available than taken at the moment in the middle of a really nice day, especially as it's been raining. Everybody would rush out when it's got sunny.
Yeah.
There's loads. There's only one person in the entire infinity pool. We gave up last time when we were here just because it was too busy, and they have this really nice glass section here where you're on an overlook and it's all glass, so it's sort of like you're looking straight into the ocean.
And that's a good thing to note. This was the first place we came to where we struggled to get a barley bed or places by a good spot.
Is that what they're called? Barley beds?
The flatbeds.
Ah,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I've heard it before.
We always had that when we go to Dominican, or even when we've been at El Dorado, we've never had that issue. But here it was always extremely busy. So like Ant said, we just gave up. But we're spoilt for choice on this trip and not used it once.
Yeah. Some of the things I'm not sure I would come back to here again. We weren't sure the first time we came here, but there's another place that we go to called El Dorado Seaside Suites, which is right next door to the American side, which is the same thing, but just the American side of it. And it was a choice between here and there, and we thought, oh, maybe because it's a bit more luxurious, you'll get better service, but it's not worth the money. I think I would pick somewhere else to go.
Yeah, definitely. And even last time we came, I think we found the food being that bit better last time, the service overall, but wasn't worth it for the difference in money versus what we were used to with El Dorado. But now definitely. But who knows, after the pandemic, when there is enough. I
Yeah,
don't
if
know.
there is enough. One of the great things here, even with all of the negatives, because it is an adults only resort and it's a little bit quieter, or a lot quieter, you can manage how much interaction you have. So while you're staying in TRS, it's really quiet and serene, and a short 5-minute cart ride in from the furthest point, you're in the mix of it. So last night we went over to the Colonial and it was
side.
busy, children, they had nightlife, they had a kids show on one
Music.
side, they had live music on the other. So it's really nice that when you want it to be busy and lively, you can do that, and if not, you can come over here. I don't know whether the people that go to the Colonial are restricted coming here, but if they're with their family and kids, they can't get in. It's an adults only. So that's a nice part if you are an adult couple or an adult on your own, of coming to TRS but using the facilities of the others.
Yeah, because I find typically if you're anything like me and Anne, we don't really want to be anywhere that's super busy, chaotic and lively, but we do want it sometimes. And normally you either have to pick a resort that has all of that, or you're in a super quiet resort. So this does give you the option to do both across the holiday.
And my final thought is, this is the first time I've ever come away on a beach vacation holiday and not dreaded going home. I'm actually quite looking forward to returning to Vegas. I love it here, it's really nice, but I don't have this sinking feeling if I'm going home. I love where we live at the moment. Sure, it would be better with the ocean and the sound of waves and a nice cool breeze occasionally, but it's still a really nice place to live. I used to dread the moment we were within 3 days of going home. I was dreading it. Yeah, it would. You'd feel really down. So I think we've picked the right place. I think that alone tells me that I'm in somewhere where I'm happy at the moment.
Yeah, and I think I didn't think about it until we was walking through the resort and somebody asked us about when are we leaving, and we said tomorrow, and he said, oh, don't worry, try not to be too sad, just prepare yourself mentally, it'll be okay. And I thought, oh, actually I wasn't feeling sad, I feel perfectly fine about going home, which to Anne's point is the first time I've ever felt like that when I've gone away.
Yeah. So hopefully it's been a bit of a different video. We plan on taking as many trips as possible. How many we actually go on, we don't know, but we're definitely planning on going to California, Florida. You've got some trips away that you might not be able to film.
I want to do Nashville. I still want to go to New Orleans next year. We also want some trips abroad. We're talking about Japan.
Yeah, so if you enjoy them, we'll hopefully take you on the trips with us.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Comment below. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching. it.